Hey guys, today is day 6 of Booktober, day 6 of me regretting Booktober in general. And in case you don't know what Booktober is when I take the month of October and I end up reading I've pledged to read a book every day of October and give a review of that book every day of October. However, I'm trying to do this smart, so I'm doing this way all the way in July, right? So actually, it's not October for me right now, but it will be for you when this video releases. So there's that. For this entry, today's entry of Booktober, I have decided to keep in theme with the child literature, I suppose. The scholastics book fair type of genre that I went with yesterday for you yesterday. So this one's gonna be a book that I actually did read. Okay, I did read it back in elementary and it scared the living daylights out of me, and I don't know, it just made me feel like super creeped out. Even though it had a happy ending, it just made me feel super creeped out when I was younger. And then I read it a little bit like a few years after and it still creeped me out. And then I read it now, and now I'm at the point where I have put my past to rest. So it does not creep me out anymore in the slightest. And it's called Her Evil Twin by Mimi McCoy. Yes, this girl Mimi. And this is a poisoned apple book, if you guys don't know. The poison apple books are a category, subgenre of the candy apple books. The candy apple books is like a series in scholastics where they basically have like stories about middle school girls and like middle school girl drama and all that, and also like lessons learned and values and stuff like that. But poison apple books are a subgenre, a subcategory of those candy books where they basically talk about all that, but it's spookier and it's for more paranormal dealings. Girls that deal with paranormal stuff. So, you know, if you are a girl that deals with paranormal things and, you know, you don't know about other people who have dealt with it aside from you, this is like a good series to get into. There's like 4 other books. At least in the time that this was printed. I don't know about now. I don't know if they've like added to their collection, but yeah, there's 4 other books, so you could check it out. Disclaimer, I will be going into detailed enough spoilers about this book just because I would not have anything else to say if I didn't. So, you know, I just don't think I would be able to give a review exactly about a grade school book, so there's that. But if you are the type of person, if you do want to read this book, although I don't really see why, but you know, you don't have to watch. If you are a parent or guardian or somebody who is not this demographic, who just want to stay and learn more about the book in general, then like stay and learn more about the book that creeped me out back in elementary school. So Her Evil Twin starts off with Anna, our main character. She's the one that looks nice. And basically Anna has her best friend Dory, but it's only just been Anna and Dory for as long as she can remember, because Dory is her childhood friend. And she's just feeling a little bit brought down by Dory. You know, she feels like she's being kind of closed off by Dory. You don't get a lot of that feeling until a little bit later in the book. Not that bit later, it's towards the beginning, but just a bit after this main event that I'm about to tell you about. And basically Anna's in school, in class, she gets a note. And the note basically says, "You have been chosen. Meet us at the girls' bathroom," or something like that. And don't tell anybody or whatever. I don't know. It was something like that. Something weird and hazy like that. Like a hazing. Anna at first is like, who could it have been? She looks around and she meets the eye of Jessamine Ito. And Jessamine is apparently the most popular girl in school. She's like Regina George of middle school, so you know, all that to say. Anna is pretty excited, actually. She thinks that they want to meet her to ask her to join like a club with them. Maybe and she's like thinking like, maybe like she noticed me or something or whatever. I'm so flattered or whatever. And I'm just like, wow. I don't know if middle school sucked this bad for me, but Anna is super concerned about popularity. I think it was a bit cliquey back in middle school too for me, but like, I don't know, to the extent of caring this much, I don't know, maybe I'm just a Dory. Like, Anna really cares about popularity and all that. And she tells Dory about the note, and Dory's like, it's probably a prank. And Anna's offended because she's like, oh, why would you think that? Like, you don't think I'm good enough for anything that they might offer me? You know, like, I would just be pranked. And Dory's like, no, I'm not saying that, but remember about that time when they did prank that one girl, and I forgot the girl's name, so I'm just gonna like give a name holder like Martha Dump Truck or something like that. And you know, she's like, yeah, they did that to Martha and all that. Anna was like, then maybe different this time though. But inside she's thinking like, but Martha's like a dork and I'm not. And I'm like, dang, we got our first hints of a very toxic female lead, okay? A very toxic protagonist. If you are not into showing children a not great character as a protagonist, then you could also click away. So Dory asked Anna if she could come along to watch over her to make sure that like they're not taking advantage of her. And Anna's obviously, she sees this boon from her best friend and she's thinking, you know, obvious thoughts such as, but like, she's not allowed to come. Like, what if they don't think I'm cool because I brought Dory along? But anyways, she doesn't have the chance to refuse, so they go together. They meet Jessamine and her crew of the plastics or whatever, like whatever middle school version of the plastics there is. They meet Jessamine and her friends, Kira and Lila? I don't remember. I just know JKL. Like, those were their initials. So yeah, she meets them, the popular group, the girls, and they're like, what's Dory doing here? Whatever. But then Jessamine's like, don't worry, the more the merrier. So they just go on about it, and they basically say, we are inviting you to a club, but we have an initiation ceremony. You gotta, it's almost like a, you know, like that urban myth of like Bloody Mary and how you have to like stand in front of the mirror and like spin around 3 times or something like that and like say Bloody Mary 3 times. It's that. But instead it's like a little limerick or whatever that she gotta recite in front of the mirror, and basically they tell Anna like, you gotta do this if you want to join the club. And Anna's like, I want to join because I am insecure. Dory herself had left a bit because she was like, I can't believe we're gonna like just do whatever the JKLs want. And so she left for a bit, and so Anna was like, yeah, it's me. I'm the one that's trying to stay, blah blah blah. I will not leave you. I am so ready for this great responsibility of popularity. So she does the initiation. She sees something in the mirror and then she blacks out. And since she blacked out, it kind of frightened the JKLs because, truth be told, they had brought her there to prank her. Obviously, she's a dork, so, you know, they did come to prank her. But then she fainted all of a sudden, so then they got scared, and so they left her in the bathroom floor of the girls' bathroom, and Dory saw them running out, and she also heard the thuds, so she came in, she helped her up, and she was like, oh my gosh, girl, are you okay, blah, blah, telling Anna what happened after Anna comes to, and Anna realizes that she was humiliated by the girls and she feels embarrassed. And then, like, you know, she looks over at like Dory and she's like, is she gonna say I told you so? She looks over and she's like, no, she doesn't even have to, it's written all over her face. And I'm like, dang, girl is like finding any fault with Dory, huh? With her best friend since childhood. All right, okay, I think this is, me personally, I thought this was something brewing for a long time. And then all of a sudden she meets this girl, Anna does, when she's trying to, I don't know, she's just walking around school, I guess. She meets this girl named Emma, and Emma is this girl. the one that looks mean. She's got silver eyes. This is an important hint to you, even though you may not feel like it's important for now. But I thought it was a cool design choice nonetheless anyways. But basically she meets Emma, and she's like, Emma is obviously the grunge punk girl who don't care about no rules, who breaks them. She's a baddie, with her baddie friend and stuff like that, you know? Anna is immediately taken up by Emma, and she slowly but surely ditches Dory as her friend, but it didn't really take a lot of convincing, to be honest, on her part. It was giving, you know, like bad girl takes good girl under her wing and stuff like that, and I was like, okay, cool, that's cool. They end up like breaking the rules and stuff like that. Emma's like, you know, you gotta live a little, etc, etc. Slowly, like, you end up seeing how they escalate a bit their actions, from doing stuff like just like skipping, or like going out of campus during their lunch hours, going out instead of staying on campus, to full-on crimes, such as, oh, these are wild crimes. These, well, not crimes, I think it's not exactly a crime, but it's just like, it does escalate. I think the only crime committed was really Emma, but at the same time, the narrative is a bit murky on that. Stay with me here, I'm gonna let you know. So, Emma and Anna, best of friends now. They're like BFFs forever, yes. And it's weird because Emma doesn't seem to, she walks the halls of Anna's middle school, but she doesn't actually seem to interact with anybody else aside from Anna. And she does not, I don't know, she does not seem to go to actually like any of her classes or anything like that. She seems to only exist for Anna. Yeah, it's that. Anna's having a great time. She loves Emma. And one day she tells her mom about this great time that she's having, and her mom's like, that's really funny because, you know, it reminds me of something. When you were younger, you used to have this imaginary friend called Emma too, and you used to like blame her for everything you did whenever like you did something wrong. As a child, whenever like you messed up something or something like that, you would say like, Emma did it, it wasn't me, etc, etc. And yeah, and you know, all that. And she was like, it's just funny to me because that's what it reminded me of when you said that. And I was like, ay, this is scary. When I was younger, of course, not now. Now I'm just largely annoyed by Anna. I find that I don't have beef with children. Okay, that's a rule I try to follow. I don't have beef with children. I'm just annoyed a little bit by Anna because of how she is, I guess, so obsessed with popularity and so insecure because, you know, so obsessed because she's so insecure about herself that like she seems so nasty to other people, so mean to other people, and views them in a mean girl way, but she doesn't have the capacities of a mean girl. Like, she doesn't have all of the mean girl popularity at hand for her to utilize, if that makes sense. So she's just a mean girl without a bite, but she's still mean. At this point, she's trying to avoid Dory, and Dory's like, okay, I think you don't want to hang out with me anymore. And I'm like, poor Dory, please, she has done nothing to you. But like, Miss Ma'am Anna, she twists all her words in her head. She's like, I bet Dory was actually pretty happy that I got humiliated by like the JKL girls and stuff like that, etc, etc. And then as she's trying to extricate herself from the friendship and, you know, trying to be like, yeah, Dory, I just don't think, you know, we mesh as people anymore, who comes along and sees this but Emma? And Emma's like furious afterwards, and Anna asks her what's wrong, and Emma's like, why were you talking to Dory? And Anna was like, I was just letting her know about some stuff. It wasn't exactly like talking. We're not like talking like friends, like talking like you and I. And Emma's like, yeah, whatever. So the next day, mysteriously enough, you know, when everybody's awake now and everything like that, through the night, somebody graffitied Dory's front lawn. Yeah. who could it have been? We don't know. But they graffitied in red spray paint. It says Dorky Dory. I would have laughed if I was Dory, because that's like literally, okay, of all the insults you could have chosen, and also the fact that you did all this in the cover of night, you know, at risk of being discovered, and you also went out of your way to get spray paint. You chose Dorky Dory. Alright, what an insult. Wow. But again, they are in middle school, so this was like, oh my gosh. Also, I guess the fact that somebody's targeting you could be very upsetting. So, of course, Dory is very upset, and everybody's like, wow, that's so crazy. Who would do that and stuff like that? But at first, Anna is sympathetic. She's like, oh my gosh, poor Dory. But then her mom tells her, hey, it's weird because I just got off the phone with Dory's mother, and her mother says that she saw you do it. You graffitiing their front lawn. And Anna's sympathy evaporates, and she's like, me? Why would that backstabbing, conniving little weasel try to pin this on me just because I don't want to hang out with her anymore? Can you talk about clingy? Can you talk about desperate? Oh my gosh. Ugh, I hate people like her. Blah, blah, blah. It's just like, the 180 was so insane to me. I thought it was a comedy for a bit. Oh, it was funny to me. I found it amusing. If you don't find 180 characters amusing, do not read this. So yeah, she goes to school and all that, and like Emma seems to be in a better mood and all that. And you know, they end up talking like normal and stuff like that, and committing some small petty thefts and end up dining and dashing. And then that's when Anna kind of realizes maybe this friendship with Emma is a little bit toxic. She's like, maybe I don't like being a rule breaker anymore. And I'm like, yeah. But she still considers Emma as her friend, because Emma makes her feel kind of invincible whenever she does these things. She feels like, you know, like, I'm not like a goody good girl, you know, I'm not somebody you can trample on so easily. So that's how she feels around Emma. So that's why like she keeps the friendship with Emma, despite also starting to feel bad about the fact that she has stolen spray paint before from the art room. Like Anna helped Emma like cover for her while she stole the paint and stuff like that and all that. So, and also the fact that they're dining and ditching, and Emma has probably stolen from the convenience store before, yes. So, you know, it's just like things like that that Anna realizes that she doesn't really want to be a part of in her friendship, but she still wants the friendship. I mean, she views Emma as her only friend, because she has been isolated by Emma as her only friend. But anyways, during that time, you know, there's this kid in her class named Benny, okay? Benny is a very funny guy. According to the book, he's a very funny guy. He cracks up jokes every now and then. Well, not every now and then. He cracks them up a lot consistently. So that's probably why she views him as funny. It's probably because, you know, if you crack enough jokes, statistically, you will land at least like 2 out of 3 times. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, like, statistically, if you crack more jokes, the more jokes you crack, the more that will probably land if you're looking at a probability chart. So he cracks them constantly, every single time. There's a quip. But anyways, he's the funny dude in class, the class clown, whatever, and he has been her lab partner for a while, and he seems to really like her, and she seems to really like him, but like they don't know about each other. They're not sure yet if it's like mutual or anything like that, and they just want to be friends first, you know what I'm saying? So Benny invites her to this pizza place called Moxie, and he's like, yeah, a couple of me and my friends are going there after school. You should come. And then he stops, and she stops, and she realizes, oh my gosh, is he asking me out on a date? But not like a date, but like, is he asking me out? And he's like, oh, that was awkward. I'm so sorry. If you don't want to come. And she's like, nah, I'm coming. To Moxie. Yes, I will be good. I will be there. So he invites her. She's like, yeah, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go. Yay, tee tee, all day, all night, and all that. But then Emma sees Anna happy, and she does not like that. And she's like, what are you tee-heeing about? And Anna's like, Benny invited me to Moxie or whatever. And Emma's like, I see. He invited you, huh? And you know, Anna's like, you can come too if you want. Like, it's like an open invitation. And Emma's like, how generous about that. Yeah, there must be something done about that boy. Anna's just like, oh well, la-di-da. And she goes to Moxie, spends some time with Benny and his friends, and like, it's fun. It's all harmless fun until she goes home, goes to sleep, and wakes up the next morning. The next morning, Benny's been in an accident. He was standing on the edge of his window and he fell out of it. That's what the story is. That's what happened, kind of. And so when Anna hears about this, she's like, oh my gosh, Benny, my boy Benny, oh my gosh, he's hurt? Absolutely not. And she goes over to his house after school to visit him. She's like, I'm here for Benny, blah, blah, blah. She goes up to his room and he's like, you know, got a cast on his arms and stuff and his neck, and apparently he hit his head too, so there's the bandage up there. Benny sees her and of course, you know, he greets her by saying like, what are you doing here? Hatred in his eyes. Anna's like, oh, what do you mean? I came because like I was worried about you. You know, I heard that you got into an accident. And Benny's like, you came here worried about me? And we get the story that Benny was saying that he had sleepwalked and like fell out. Well, I don't think he was saying it, but that was what the story was, that he was sleepwalking and he fell out of his window, and the second story window, I believe, and he just like broke his bones. However, he said that actually he was standing by the window because late that night he had seen her outside his window, and like, you know, he saw her, she saw him, and he waved at her, she waved at him, and then he felt somebody behind him give him a push and out the window, and he like fell to his, not death, but accident. And he's like, I won't tell anybody it was you, I won't tell on you, but like, please get out. And she's like, it's not me. What? Why would he say such things? She gets out and she's like, you know, I've heard that whenever people hit their head, they seem to see things a little bit and stuff like that. She's like, my gosh, I just hope he gets better. Oh, it wasn't me though. What the heck? Talks to Emma about it and she's like, why would he say all those things to me? And Emma's like, honestly, I think he's a twerp. When y'all were hanging out, I think he was hanging out with you as a joke. Like, you know, she's like, I don't think he was actually trying to be your friend. I think you are a joke to him. And Anna was like, now that I think about it, when we were hanging out, his friends would smirk at him, but I thought they were just teasing him. But maybe, just maybe, they were teasing me. That is what it's like whenever you do have an inferiority complex or you're like highly insecure. Everything is about you, but not in the way that you want it to be about you. She is successfully gaslit by Emma and they stay friends and all that, and they, you know, they're hanging out, etc., etc. And Emma's like, I have food money today. You want to go out? And like, Anna's like, as long as we're not dining and dashing anymore, yeah. So they go out to eat with food money while like during lunch hours. Anna notices that Emma has this like her purse, her little wallet is pink with the flower keychain. And now if you've seen Emma, you know that she wouldn't really go for that as a wallet, but like Anna like is like, whatever, that's like a cute keychain or whatever. They buy food, eat food, etc. Anna goes back to school and it turns out that Jessamine's wallet has been stolen. And Anna's like, that is so terrible. Wow, that's really terrible. Anyway, she gets called to the principal's office, and at first Anna thinks, is this about like the skipping that I've been doing with Emma? Like, what if we got caught? What if somebody called us, like saw us and called the principal? Principal says that it's about the Jessamine case, and then Anna relaxes because she's like, yeah, that's got nothing to do with me, and thank goodness, that means that they didn't actually see us skip, so, you know, I'm in the clear. The principal says that, you know, you have been hanging near Jessamine's locker for a while now. And the reason why Anna has been hanging near Jessica's locker for a while now is because she was trying to stand and wait next to what she thought was Emma's locker, which is next to Jessamine and all that. So she's like, yeah, okay. And the principal's like, I'm gonna have to see your locker, you know, I'm gonna have to investigate and all that. And Anna's like, all right, leads her to her locker, opens the locker, and what do you know, Jessamine's wallet is in there, and like Anna's like, oh! And the entire time like the principal is saying like, why did you do it, why did you lie? And Anna's like, I'm not lying, it wasn't me, it was Emma. Just like what she used to say when she was younger. Oh my goodness, what a mirror, what a parallel. It's Emma, like my friend. And the principal's like, could you give me like the full name? She's like, Emma Diablo. And the principal's like, okay, why would you hang around next to Jessamine's locker then? And she's like, I wasn't hanging around Jessamine's locker. I was trying to wait for my friend Emma. Her locker is locker 235 or 236 or whatever. They check the locker registrations. It's registered under 2 8th grade boys. Locker 235 and locker 236 is registered under 8th grade boys. And so her story does not check out at all. And she's like, but I have Emma's number. Yeah, and she tries to call Emma's number, but it's not in service. And eventually what ends up happening is that Anna gets suspended, like in school suspension for a bit, but then she's like thinking about it because she's like, wait, does Emma exist? Because when they tried to search up Emma Diablo in the school databases, nothing popped up. Her mom got called in and all that, and her mom's upset with her, and she's like, you believe me, right, mom? And her mom does not. Yeah, no, they're concerned about their daughter's behavior and everything, and Anna slowly puts the pieces together, the puzzle pieces together, because her mom says that, you know, this is just like the time with your imaginary friend again. You know, your imaginary friend Emma, yeah, you said that she used to have silver eyes or whatever, and I always thought it was just like a strange point, a unique point to bring up. Anna, of course, is freaked out because Emma has silver eyes. So, you know, she pieces the puzzle pieces together and realizes that Emma and her childhood imaginary friend are one and the same. And now she is haunting her, but also like she is going around, she remains invisible to other people by going around and wearing Anna's face, almost trying to look like her so that it looks like Anna's doing all these things. And Anna's like, that's scary. When Anna confronts Emma about it, Emma's like, we're gonna be the best of friends, BFFs forever, mwah. And Anna's not having it. She's like, absolutely not, get out of my life. And Emma's like, you know, fine. I was your best friend before Dory stole you away from me and stuff like that. So I'm going to become the only friend you've ever known. And I'm going to finish what I started. And, you know, she tries to hurt Dory at the Halloween dance, because there's always a dance in these books. But she goes after Dory. And Anna realizes that she's gonna go after Dory, so she chases after her, and she's lured by her into the girls' bathroom again, where everything started, everything began. Anna sees Emma in the reflection of the mirror, and she realizes that, oh, like this is where it all started. Emma has always been here, and she was here as well when the whole hazing thing happened. And so like she ends up Anna ends up reaching out for Emma's arm when the JKLs came over to like beat her to a pulp. They had tried to jump her in the girls' bathroom because Jessamine can't let go of the fact that she tried to steal her wallet. In order to dodge that, in order to get some help from Emma, Anna reaches out her hand to Emma in the mirror, and Emma grabs her arm, and the JKLs are obviously very scared because they just saw all that and it's not invisible to them. So Jessamine passes out and her friends of course leave her. Anna is just, you know, going through it a little bit with Emma. Emma's trying to drag her into the mirror and trying to drag her to her world and stuff like that, and she almost is successful in doing so. But then Anna is dragged back into her world by none other than Dory. And Dory had been watching the whole thing, I guess. She was making sure that Anna was safe because she saw the JKLs trying to jump her. So she came over, she saw Emma, it's like she pulls Anna away from Emma, and then Anna like breaks the mirror and Emma is vanquished. In the end, Anna and Dory become friends again. Everything is happily ever after. Anna herself realizes that Emma had only been able to get to her because of like her own insecurity and her own like nastiness towards other people. So she realized that like Emma had fed off of that, off of Anna, and enjoyed seeing Anna become a worse person than she is. So Anna realizes that, oh, you know what? I gotta like make sure that she's not she can't come back, because Emma's still watching. Actually, she's like watching in the mirrors and stuff like that, biding her time and waiting. So that's a little bit bitter in that respect. But Anna is like, you know, I got to make sure that she never has a hold over me, that she can never come back to me, by becoming a better person than I am today. And that's how the book ends. I think the book itself does a good job of what it's trying to do. If you take it into perspective of, like, I had read this when I was in elementary school, when like this was marketed towards elementary school children, and those who are a little bit older. And I was successfully spooked out. So I feel that if you want some little kids, I guess, to be spooked out, then like you could read this as well. And if you're trying to like read it for yourself for some reason or other, try not to get annoyed by the protagonist. She does get better at the end. This is a whole arc for her. This is her journey. Yeah, I think that's it for this book. That's it for today's entry of Booktober. I know, you probably think this is a cop-out. It is, but you know, books of all ages, books of all types that are spooky enough for the October season, I feel like should be spotlighted. And one of the things that should be spotlighted is my childhood, duh. I will be seeing you tomorrow for tomorrow's Booktober review. And thank you for making it this far. Bye!